How's it going, folks? Bringer of Rain Boxing here, just checking in with you guys real quick. Wanted to give you a quick little update on the Pacman preparations for Errol Spence. Now, we all know he just landed this past week in LA to join Freddie Roach at the Wildcard Boxing Gym to begin the grind to August 21st. The hard stuff begins. I'm sure we've all seen different clips and videos of the Pac-Man working out and whatnot. It's all over YouTube. YouTube is littered right now with a million different Manny Pacquiao hype videos and training videos. It's just so awesome to see, and it's just great to see so many people support Pacquiao and in his corner for what could be the last rodeo of his legendary career. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on some comments about his sparring sessions that I've seen. Now, the two chief sparring partners who are with him right now are Alexis Rocha and Maurice Lee. Now, Maurice Lee is interesting because he was actually a part of the Mayweather training camp in 2015 during the dubbed Fight of the Century that ended up turning out far from that. But Maurice Lee has turned over to the other side of the fence and is helping Manny Pacquiao prepare. And he's gone on record. And he actually said this before, too. I saw a video like a few weeks ago from True School Sports. Shout out to his channel. He's a great guy. And he had an interview from Maurice Lee before he even joined the camp. And in that interview, he talked about how he's leaning towards Manny Pacquiao. He thinks that his experience and his speed advantage could prove to be key. Well, ES News, Ellie Seckbach did a great video of Maurice Lee after a sparring session on Thursday with Manny Pacquiao, and he actually doubled down on what he had to say, and he's staunchly believing that Manny Pacquiao still got it, and that speed that he mentioned many weeks ago is going to be the key, and it's just cool to see. I mean, Pacquiao, 42 years old. You see these young up-and-coming prospects who are 10, 15 years younger than Manny Pacquiao, just still in amazement, drenched with sweat and just like exasperated after sparring with Pacquiao. So Maurice Lee, that's a name to watch out for. He's saying that Manny Pacquiao is going to get a decision win over Errol Spence. And then the other guy that's in there right now, Alexis Rocha, is interesting because he's been in there with some of the best fighters pound for pound already. In the past, he has been in training camps with Canelo Alvarez. And just recently in Terrence Crawford's last fight he had with Kell Brook, he was one of the sparring partners for Terrence Crawford, a guy who many people believe to be the best welterweight in the world, blah, blah, blah. You can say that. Certainly, it looks like the skills are all there, but we have yet to see Crawford really have a consistent resume with top competition. The poor guy can't get anyone into the ring, but that's besides the matter. Alexis Rocha, a guy, like I said, who's been in there with some of the best fighters pound for pound, after a sparring session with the 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao, ES News once again got a great clip on video. The guy was speechless. I mean, he couldn't even begin to get the words out. He just described in short sentences the awkwardness, the angles. He still got it. And it's absolutely a marvel to see that these guys, these prospects, they're still, in awe of the aging legend. So it looks like the sparring sessions that took place on Thursday went really well. And the training camp this first week is off to a really good start. Quick note, I heard that in the coming weeks, there's another guy who's going to be joining the training camp for sparring, Ivan Redkach, who had a fight with Danny Garcia like a couple years ago, actually. I remember watching that fight. That fool got the shit knocked out of him. But he's just going to be a sparring partner, and they might be looking at height purposes because he is 5'9.5". So, and when Pacquiao is going toe-to-toe with him, he's going to be able to at least replicate the height and length, hopefully, of Errol Spence. And there's another guy who I believe is even taller than that, 5'10 or 5'11", a super welterweight, 154-pounder, I believe, named Tyrone Washington. I just looked him up on BoxRec. I've never seen him fight. I'll look up more information about him. But two more sparring partners are on the way, guys who are 5'9.5" and above. So they're looking to get the bigger guys in there. I made a video the other day, not the other day, this was like a couple weeks ago, that Manny Pacquiao was sparring middleweights in the Philippines before he came over here to LA. And that's a big emphasis. These bigger guys, he's trying to put his body through the ringer because I'm telling you, Errol Spence, a lot of people claim that I'm underestimating him. I'm not, folks. Look, I'm a boxing fan. I've watched Errol Spence for many, many years. Saw him before he became world champion. That night, I won't forget on Showtime Championship Boxing when he outpointed Kell Brook. I actually picked Kell Brook in that fight. I thought Brook was going to be like the next best thing. But look, I have a lot of respect for Errol Spence's game. I think that he's a guy who can't be overlooked. And trust me, Manny Pacquiao is going to have to bring his A++ game if he's going to want to get the job done. Anyway, guys, not trying to ramble on too long here, but first week of training camp, Pac looks good. Bring Your Brain Boxing, just checking out.